I will get the ball rolling with what I am thankful for this year. I am thankful for my son's broken arm. Now let me unpack that a little bit for you. And don't get me wrong, I did not like seeing my son get hurt and be in pain and have to go through having his arm set. And when I saw it at Gooseberry Park 5 weeks ago, when it wasn't a straight line from his wrist to his elbow, it made a V shape. That wasn't fun. So I want to be clear about that. But ever since he broke his arm, I keep finding things to be thankful for in the midst of this whole broken arm situation in a very busy fall. First of all, I was so thankful that we live close to good medical care. We were able to get to the ER very quickly. They treated him so well there. I was so thankful that we have health insurance that paid a big portion of this medical bill that we've had. I'm also so thankful that children have such quickly healing bones. And he just got his cast off yesterday, and it only took just a little less than 5 weeks. I'm so thankful for all of the wonderful people here. There's lots of good grandmas and grandpas here at Good Shepherd who heard about Paul's broken arm, and they would sneak me little gifts. Oh, here's a little Matchbox car. Here's a little stuffed animal. Here's a little treat for him so that he feels better. And I kept thinking, where's my treat? He was getting so good at getting dressed all by himself and doing everything on his own, and now I have to help him again. Where's my treat? But yet, just all that love and outpouring and kind words on Facebook were so nice. And then just learning about other people's lives, people who have broken bones also, or who have had kids who have broken bones, and hear about their stories and commiserate together. And I learned, wow, I'm so thankful that he didn't break his arm in the summertime, because that would have meant he would have had to skip out on swimming all summer. And also being so active, I've heard that a really summer sweaty cast can get quite stinky. So we avoided that. So I was thankful for that. And then also, most of all, every day, I saw how resilient and tough and creative my son was. How he was learning how to build things and maneuver around and be creative, even with this cast on his arm. It was really wonderful to see him discover how to maneuver through the world with this little obstacle of a cast. I read in an article in the New York Times the other day. It was entitled, "Choose to be Grateful. It will make you happier." And this article cited a whole bunch of scientific research that says even though there are a lot of difficulties in life, choose to be grateful. One of the studies that it cited was a group of people that was undergoing some difficult circumstances, and one half of the group was asked to vent their frustrations in a journal every day and talk about all the things that weren't going right. The other group was asked to find something to be thankful for each day. At the end of the study, the people who were asked to focus on things they were thankful for were much more resilient, were coping better with the difficulties they still had to face. They found meaning and they found hope in life, much more than the group that was asked to focus on the things that weren't going right. But they did say in one study they found a troubling finding. It said that people who focus on being grateful and expressing gratitude also activated the part of their brain that craved sweets, so you may actually gain weight from being so grateful and thankful. So that is one side effect I want to warn you about. But these scientific studies are not news to people who have read any of Paul's writings in the New Testament. Like the words that I shared from Philippians, he wrote from a jail cell. He wrote, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice." He was writing a thank you note to people while he was in jail. He was thanking them because they were praying for him, and they had sent provisions and people to be with him and keep his spirits up while he was in jail. And he was just so thankful that they chose to love him in that way through his difficult time. He says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. He was saying, the Lord is near. He was reminding himself maybe as much as he was reminding the other people. So this year, in the midst of a broken arm, I am thankful for so many things. And I don't know what all of you have gone through this year. Maybe you've had some hiccups, some things not go as you would have planned them to go, some unexpected obstacles. Maybe you've experienced a broken heart. Maybe you're looking at the pieces of a broken life, or your spirit feels broken in some way. Or you look at the troubles we have in our community with crime and drug use and abuse and broken families. Or you see things in the world, terrorism and war and corruption and all sorts of things happening. And maybe you see a lot of brokenness. But Paul reminds us to rejoice in the Lord always. Again, he says, rejoice. Even in the midst of brokenness, Paul reminds us to keep our eyes open to the ways that the Lord is near. Even in the midst of the brokenness, to look where we see signs of healing, signs of goodness and hope and peace that only God can give. That's our assignment. And now I'm going to ask you to share with your neighbor one thing that you are thankful for this year. I am thankful for the smiles that I've seen as you guys have been talking to each other, for the laughter, and I hope that you will remember that tomorrow, whether you're sharing a big feast or a small feast with people you love or with people you find difficult, look for the things to rejoice in. The Lord is near. Amen.